Attention passionate Dallas, COWBOYS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Dallas, COWBOYS. Let's get to the news. Alright guys, buckle up, because what we're seeing in Dallas right now is nothing short of a seismic shift in their offensive landscape. It's been a whirlwind offseason, and the Cowboys are definitely making headlines with some bold moves that could shape their fortunes for years to come. If you've been following the team, you know that Dallas has always been a franchise that values a mix of tradition, grit, and strategic reinvention. But this offseason, they've really gone all in on revamping their offense, and that's where the excitement begins. First, let's talk about the coaching staff because that's always a good place to start when it comes to big changes. The Cowboys made a significant decision in parting ways with their head coach and play caller Mike McCarthy. Now that might sound like a shakeup, and it is, but the move was also a calculated one. They promoted Brian Schottenheimer into the head coaching role, and if you know anything about Schottenheimer, you know he's a guy with a proven track record of offensive success. He's known for his innovative play calling, his ability to adapt his schemes to his personnel, and his knack for developing quarterbacks. This change signals that Dallas is serious about evolving their offensive identity, especially after a season that left many fans and analysts questioning certain aspects of their attack. But the coaching change is just the tip of the iceberg. The real story comes from the roster moves, the big trades, the draft picks, and the adjustments that could have a lasting impact. The most notable move, without a doubt, was the trade for wide receiver George Pickens. Now, why is this such a big deal? Because Pickens, coming from the Steelers, is a dynamic deep threat, a player who can stretch defenses and give Dak Prescott that extra weapon he's been craving. If you watch Pickens' tape, you see a guy with incredible ball skills, a high-point receiver who can make acrobatic catches, and a route runner with enough speed to burn defenders. For Dallas, adding Pickens isn't just about filling a roster spot, it's about giving Dak a true playmaker on the outside, someone who can change the game with one catch. This move signals their intent to boost the passing game, which has been a point of concern at times in recent seasons. But it's not just about the big-name trades. Dallas has also been busy addressing the interior line, a crucial part of their offensive success. They drafted rookie Tyler Booker, a promising young guard who could slot into the right guard position and provide stability and youth on the offensive line. The Cowboys' offensive line has been solid, but aging at some spots, so bringing in Booker is a smart move for long-term continuity. Plus, the backfield has seen a full overhaul, with a combination of rookies and veterans coming together to form what could be a versatile and explosive unit. Bringing fresh legs and new talent to the backfield means more options for Dak Prescott and a better chance to keep defenses guessing. Now, speaking of Prescott, he's still very much the Cowboys' QB1. No surprise there, but Dallas didn't sit still when it came to backing him up. They signed Joe Milton III, a talented quarterback with a strong arm and mobility, to serve as Prescott's backup. This isn't just about having a backup, it's about creating healthy competition, pushing Prescott to perform at his best, and having a reliable option if injury strikes. Milton's arm strength and athleticism make him an intriguing prospect, and he could develop into a valuable asset for Dallas, especially in situational plays or if Prescott needs a breather. But here's where it gets even more interesting. When you look at the offense as a whole, it's clear that almost every area has undergone some sort of makeover or upgrade, except for tight end. That position, surprisingly, remains relatively stable with Jake Ferguson leading the charge once again. Ferguson proved to be a reliable target last season, showing good hands, route-running ability, and a willingness to block. Behind him, they've got Luke Schoonmaker and Brevin Spanford vying for playing time. Schoonmaker, drafted in the second round last year, hasn't quite lived up to expectations yet, but he's still young and has potential. Spanford, on the other hand, has been gaining momentum this offseason, and the coaching staff is reportedly high on him. In fact, Brian Schottenheimer has been raving about Spanford's progress, highlighting his size and versatility and suggesting he could be a real weapon in the middle of the field. And here's where the debate heats up. Should Dallas consider trading one of these tight ends to make room for someone else or to capitalize on their draft investment? KD. Drummond from Cowboys Wire has been vocal about this, suggesting that maybe it's time for the Cowboys to shop Schoonmaker around. His argument is that Dallas has been focusing on acquiring young talent through trades and drafts, so perhaps it's time to cash in on Schoonmaker's potential before he's left behind in the depth chart. The idea is tempting, especially when you consider the value of draft capital. But the reality is, there isn't exactly a bustling market for tight ends like Schoonmaker right now. He's not a proven number one target yet, and Spanford might be the one pushing for more playing time as training camp approaches. Still, depth is crucial, especially at tight end, because injuries happen, and having reliable backups can make or break a season. Dallas needs players who can do the dirty work, block when necessary, and step in when called upon. Schoonmaker may be penciled into a supporting role next season, but that doesn't mean the Cowboys should be in a rush to move him. All these moves, these strategic decisions, reflect a team that's not resting on its laurels. The Cowboys have always been a franchise that prides itself on resilience, and this offseason shows they're not afraid to shake things up to chase another Super Bowl. The NFC East, historically one of the most competitive divisions in the NFL, is heating up again. The Eagles, the Giants, and the Commanders have all made moves of their own, and it's shaping up to be an intense race. But Dallas, with their revamped defense, new coaching philosophy, and a clear focus on maximizing their talent, could very well be the team to beat in 2024. Of course, the season is still a few months away, and there's plenty of questions to answer. Can Dak Prescott take the next step as a quarterback and lead this new-look offense to elite levels? Will the new additions gel together quickly enough to make an immediate impact? How will the rookie Tyler Booker adapt to the NFL's speed and physicality? And most importantly, can the Cowboys finally put everything together to reach the Super Bowl stage once again? These are the questions fans are asking, and the excitement is building. The division is fierce, but if everything clicks, Dallas could be on a path to reclaim their spot among the NFL's elite. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. There's no denying that the Cowboys are entering a pivotal season. The roster is loaded with young talent, seasoned veterans, and a coaching staff that's eager to prove they can adapt and succeed at the highest level. The trade for Pickens is a statement of intent, signaling that Dallas is ready to throw everything they've got into making this season special. The offensive line is young and hungry, the backfield is versatile, and Prescott is motivated to silence critics and elevate his game. The tight end position, often overlooked, remains a key piece to watch, especially with the internal competition heating up and the possibility of a shakeup either in the roster or in how they use those players on the field. In the end, what makes all of this so fascinating is the combination of strategic planning, bold moves, and the raw potential that Dallas has assembled. They're not just trying to sneak into the playoffs, they're aiming for another Super Bowl appearance, and everything they're doing now is about building that championship-ready roster. Fans should be excited because the signs point to a team that's hungry, well-prepared, and ready to make some noise. And let's be honest, with the NFC East as competitive as ever, every game counts, every play matters, and the Dallas Cowboys are certainly a team to watch closely this season. So, as we gear up for training camp and the preseason, keep an eye on how these new pieces fit together. Can Schottenheimer's offensive philosophy unlock Prescott's full potential? Will Pickens become that deep threat that defenses just can't handle? And how will the young players like Booker and Spanford develop under the intense spotlight? These are the questions that will define Dallas's season, and I, for one, am truly excited to see how it all unfolds. Because one thing is certain, the Cowboys are back in the spotlight, and they're here to compete at the highest level, aiming for that Super Bowl stage once again. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all these offseason moves? Do you believe this team is primed for a deep playoff run? Or do you think they're still missing a piece to really take the next step? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cowboys themselves. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Dallas Cowboys news. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Cowboys.